What's up, everyone? This is Sam from Werewolves, and you are listening to Phantasm.
Phantasm.
Maximum terror.
That's your target audience, baby!
Phantasm.
And you know something? I sort of enjoyed it.
Phantasm.
Sell the metal! Sell the metal! Sell the metal! Sell the metal!
Phantasm.
Corey Gorechrist, Phantasm Podcast. I'm here today with a very awesome guest. We have Sam from Werewolves, and we're here to talk about From the Cave to the Grave. Comes out June 24th on Prosthetic Records. How you doing, my friend?
Don't know. Yeah, I'm good. Still waking up. Still caffeinating right now.
Yeah, me too. We're on way different time zones here, but I kind of woke up a little late today, so it's been, ready to go, though.
Yeah, no, I understand. But I'm still sort of stretching, sending the girls off to school and hanging upside down off the planet like some sort of bat.
Well, yeah, it's how we do it, and I appreciate you coming on and taking the time to do this with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right, so From the Cave to the Grave. I guess before we talk about that, you guys played your first show back in April, correct?
No, we're just about to play our first show. So the day after the album comes out, we got a first show in Sydney.
With Denouncement Pyre and Golgotha Remains?
Yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
And Psychoptic headlining as well.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
I was just thinking to myself, what made you think that we were playing live in April? And then I realised those were when the first photos...
Yeah, the post came out in April, right.
Yeah, and the funny thing is we've had one rehearsal. So we're like, okay, one rehearsal done, let's do show.
Yeah. And
we don't seem to mess around too much
right.
in this particular band. So yeah, we're kind of hoping it's not a total car crash or anything like that. We all remember how the songs go and that sort of nonsense. Yeah, it should be fun.
I think a lot of people are looking forward to it, and my co-host actually just interviewed Psychoptic, I believe, yesterday, so I'm sure they talked about the show as well coming up, and I think we're supposed to have Denouncement Pyre on. I was trying to get the whole package just because I love all three of those bands, so...
it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be one of those shows, as a band, where it's kind of like, all right, quickly, let's get our gig out of the way so we can watch everyone else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a stacked bill, and I'm excited for you guys to finally get up there and rip some faces off, and hopefully,
It's going to be funny because, my last live show, I had a show last year with another Australian band called The Amenta.
Awesome.
And they're fantastic guys, avant-garde, sort of extreme metal. And that was at Dark Mofo down in Tasmania. It's a festival that happens throughout winter. And that is a really special event. If you ever get the chance to come down to Australia and
I'd love to
be able to make it to Tasmania, you got to make it to that. It is amazing. In terms of shows I played, that one was probably about the easiest one I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I was just on bass and doing a bit of backing vocals, and all the action is with the vocalist, the drummer, the guitarist, the keyboards. Bass is just honestly lurking in the background. So I had a lovely time. I was like, this is the easiest gig I think I've ever played. Before then was a Berserker show back in 2013.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that was, and like all Berserker shows, that was hard work.
Oh, sure.
So I'm becoming really aware that the last gig that, I actually had to put in on and really, start shoveling hard was about 9 years ago now. I'm a 47-year-old, so I'm kind of like, geez, I hope I don't do a hip or have a stroke up on stage or anything like that. I hope I get the eye of the tiger again and can sort of go,
right.
Really fritz out and try and freak everyone out. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's you never know what you're gonna get when you go to a concert, and sometimes that I guess not the worst thing that can happen, but it is kind of also. It's like this isn't part of the show.
at the end of the day, I've got like, you know, Matt and Dave sort of behind me on stage. They're
Sure.
perfect. Because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I could almost do a Bad Brains and sort of like just wander up and down the front of the stage, just, like, grinning and dribbling, and you know, it'd still probably be a bona fide like sharp as shit show. But yeah.
Well, hey, you know, it's all good fun, and you know, you guys just it's your first show, wear it out. That's what I would do, you know. So I'm excited for you guys to do that, and to hear this new album live and some of your other stuff. You know, how do you know how long your set is and what your kind of how many you'll be playing? How many songs?
I think we've got about 9 songs lined up.
Nice.
Set goes for we're you know earlier on in the bill, so it will be a half-hour set.
Yeah.
Let me see. But I've got to be honest. Like a lot of the material is first 2 album. It's heavy on the first 2 albums.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of the downsides of banging out 3 albums before you even play your first live show.
Sure.
You know, on the one hand, yeah, you want to pimp out like the latest album that you're just putting out. On the other hand, you're like, you know, people are making it abundantly clear to us right now that they've been expecting a show from us for the last 2 years now, and they want to hear as much of that old material as possible.
Right.
And if ever we're going to like take it out for a gallop, I guess now's the time. Like, so I think this first year, you know, till the end of this year, we'll be doing a lot of the first 2 albums, and then we'll start working like album number 3 into it. Well, of course, that means we're going to have to do a whole bunch more shows just to try and turn into the material a bit. But I don't think anyone's going to complain about that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure with like Prosthetic too. They're like, hey, you guys are releasing a lot of shit right now. We got to make room for other stuff at the moment. Is that something that had like the album maybe came out this one a little bit later? Because I thought this was supposed to come out earlier.
No, that came down to like you might have heard this from some of the other guys, but like there's a run on vinyl in the world at the moment. This is a result of supply chains going to. Am I allowed to swear on your show, by the way?
Oh, absolutely.
This is a result of supply chains going to shit. So yeah, album production times.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
From 3 months to anywhere from between 6 to 9 months. Plus, there's the fact that you know if you take the leash off Matt and Dave, we'd have an album out every 6 months.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And you know, Prosthetic love working hard just like us, but on the other hand, they do have other bands that they have to promote and get
right.
out. Some awesome ones, particularly like Undeath, who have just done their lap, and Psychroptic, who are about to drop a new one on everyone. So if they gave us half a chance, we'd be just like gobbling up all the bandwidth. So. Yeah, we'll just stick to 1 a year and try and channel all that excess energy into like film clips, shows, other bands.
Well, yeah, that's a good thing about putting out like EPs too. You can just kind of have like a small release in between albums, which I do like.
Yeah, that was one where it really suffered from like the run on vinyl. That was going to be at like about November last year, so it was going to kind of almost be equidistant between the 2 releases, and it was us just like going, here's a little cracker for you to nibble on between like the big feast.
Right.
But unfortunately, that's they only made it out February or so.
Yeah, February or March, I think.
Yeah, and as we want to do, every time we release an album or an EP or anything, like it seems to spark off some disaster around the world. So I think we released that one and caused the war in Ukraine. So we're kind of like nervous to see what happens when the main album comes out. Like, like, is that going to come out then that week? Like, the first tactical nuke will drop on Europe. Like,
at least we get to hear the album first. And play your first show at least. Get some stuff out of the way. You never know.
It will just be another 20 years until like some sort of caveman looks at this shiny disc thing and goes, "Fuck is this?" How
the hell am I supposed to use this? It's some kind of data disc.
I'll chew it, sniff it, drool on it, and then just fling it.
Yeah. Well, that's the with the CDs. Hopefully, in the remnants of everything, people go backwards and they start listening to CDs again, and If they find it in a cave.
It's going to be like Horizon Zero Dawn. They're all going to be walking around in like armor made of like TVs and stuff. And just, like, they'll be their priests.
It's just going to be, mech like dinosaurs running around, and hopefully not, but
Yeah, no, look, I think right now everyone's looking at each other like going, holy, we knew that stuff was getting a bit off the wall around the world, but right now, I think all bets are off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, everyone is in shit or get off the pot, flight or fight mode. They're just kind of, they want to get everything done while they can, because we don't know when the next crazy thing's going to happen, or things are going to go back to the way they were 2 years ago, So I think a lot of people are, I think it's kind of good for music too, because a lot of people had time and lived in a different world where they had a different perspective and maybe a different approach to writing at the time, or maybe had more time to write. So I think it made a lot of really good music out of it. At least not with everybody, but with a lot of bands, I'm sure that it was like more of a therapeutic thing, and then put albums out, and they're just a lot better, in this day and age with the urgency.
We really get to test like whether or not a disaster mindset sort of helps with the whole artistic endeavor sort of thing.
Right.
If that's true, then we should come out with some brilliant art from this period.
That too, yeah.
Maybe that sense of stagnation. Like I'm an old, cynical, angry man when it comes to metal, and I'm kind of like, metal stopped being good around 1997.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite that bad, but like I'm sort of like maybe this period of sort of like self-conscious, introspective like stagnation that I'm just sort of like seeing. Hopefully they'll come to an end. It's like knocking everyone out of their socks, and they want to put out that album before I die, kind of like. Right. Maybe there's that. Hopefully there's that feeling going around, an air of desperation, or like, let's make this one really count.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what I hope. We'll see.
Well, hopefully. Well, let's dive into From the Cave to the Grave. I've been wanting to talk about this. I love this album. So we'll start right with track number 1 and talk a little bit about it lyrically, musically, however you want to describe each track little by little before its release. So we'll start with number 1, Self-Help Book Burning, which I love that title.
Musically, to me, this is it's one of my favorite songs, especially to play. The first half is like Hate Eternal or Morbid Angel.
Nice.
And then the second half is just pure black metal. And it was really fun. Like, the reason I do music in the first place is because when I was a little kid, I wanted to grow up to be David Vincent.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, all the cool people were like the death metal bassists, like who did vocals as well. So probably out of all the music like I've ever done, like with Matt especially, like this one most resembles kind of the stuff I grew up on. So yeah, I love it. Really lean into it. And we tend to start like our albums off with utter bangers.
Yeah.
And this one definitely falls into that category.
Oh, like, you got to.
Yeah, it just flies out the gates and just starts mauling your face. Lyrically, it's people who are into self-help, and they'll do Tony Robbins courses and go see therapists.
They go to seminars
therapy,
and all that kind
and
of
then
stuff.
see a shaman, and then do some ayahuasca and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I totally respect all that. Jeez, you catch me in the right time of my life, that's probably me.
Yeah.
However, I think there's some people who indulge in that, and their identity is the person who's constantly reinventing and constantly healing themselves.
Right.
And they're just space cases who need to be smacked in the face with a sock full of marbles.
So it's almost more like a lifestyle than it is like in and of itself than trying to actually make progress. It's kind of like just like, this is what I do. I self-help.
Yeah, exactly. And every time you catch up with them, it's like, how you doing? Oh, I just ran away to do like a silence retreat, like in a jungle on and on. It's like,
I did a soul cleanse.
And
okay.
all right. Yeah, it's like, all right, dude. When's the you know, the big expensive exotic sort of like you know, self-improvement stopping, and when does the living sort of like start?
Right.
And those people tend to leave this trail of like, you know, broken friendships and relationships like behind them and stuff like that, as they drop everyone so that they can go like, you know, meet the person that they had some sort of Gaelic soul connection breathing workshop sort of like thing with, and go hit the road. Yeah, and I was like, you know, as I say, like, a lot of that stuff, you know, I think is legit and totally fine. But
it's like,
also, I think when it comes to death metal, nothing is as vicious as finding someone who's trying to improve their broken life, and just putting the boot into them while they're down. And that's what this song is all about.
Hell yeah! Right out the gate, we're coming in hot and we're kicking ass. So I like that. There's no self-help there.
And, you know, of course, like, the Pyres of Burning Books is taken from a particular period of history. To say that they're self-help books, for me, that puts almost a humorous twist on that idea. Yeah. That you're being fascist, but against people who are, like, trying to have vegan diets and juice and, like, do yoga and stuff. Again, that's stuff I do myself, and most of those people are lovely. The idea that you're like singling them out for oppression, is like utterly a horrible, poisonous, vicious idea. So, of course, perfect werewolf song.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, I think, you know, part of being cynical too is just being able to pick things that you do, but it's like, yeah, well, they do it, and I don't like it when they do it, you know. Yeah. and you live it, so you know how to do it and what the lifestyles are like. So it gives you more room to be cynical about it. Because you're like, well, yeah, that guy does it, but I don't like it when he does it. I want to burn his fucking books.
It's just people. I just hate people. Every aspect of, kind of like I see a movie like There Will Be Blood. Yeah. A bit where Daniel Day-Lewis is like, where Daniel Plainwood is like going, I hate most people. I look at people and I see nothing worth liking. I'm like, oh, preach, brother.
Yeah, that movie's so quotable, like the whole thing. Especially his lines are amazing.
Oh, yes.
I need to go back and watch that. It's been a while. Number 2, We Are Better Than You. Another good one. We got that. It's a lyric video for that one online right now?
Yes. Yeah, that's probably... out of all our songs that we did a lyric video for, that's probably the one where people want to see the lyrics for it the absolute least. Yeah, it's definitely the one where I've used the worst language in any of us.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
It's most abusive. Musically, I'll talk about that one musically wise a little bit. For me, that one is probably the most how would I put it, traditional metal song that we've done. A lot of our stuff is either, you know, we've got the rare sludgy one, but most of it's pretty blasting and like overtly brutal. Yeah. This one's kind of like more mid-pace, and you know, it comes across more like something that the Haunted would do.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, it's almost more like an anthem-y sound to it, like a pit song, I'd say. A little nice mid-tempo circle pit song, you know.
Yeah, and it's like has that traditional sort of like metal sort of thrash riff kind of like in there and stuff. So for me, like that's kind of like our most almost as you say, metal pit song kind of track that we throw out there, particularly with this lyrically, you know, everyone might get the wrong idea from the song title, but lyrically it's about how we're better than everyone else. Just kidding. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Like, I really laugh at, what's that movie with Vince Vaughn, Dodgeball, is it?
Dodgeball, yeah.
Yeah, it's got like, I think Ben Stiller is playing that gym owner, and he does that ad where he goes, you know, here in our gyms, we're better than you. You know it. And I thought that was hilarious. Also with Werewolves albums, like, you know, there is a little bit of humor in there. Like, it's a pretty fine line though. We don't want to be like this jokey ha-ha band, like, you know, that everyone turns up to, you know, laugh at and shit. Like, we want to have that taste of humor in there. On the previous album was probably like a track like Mission Statement, which had like haiku about death metal and stuff in there. But with this one, We Are Better Than You is that track. It's just it's got some of the more ludicrous phrases in there, and my particular favorite one is near the end where it's like, "How dare you buy this album? We are better than you." I'm looking forward to the person that like listens to this and gets offended, like going, "How do they think they're better than me? They've never met me."
They're like, "Whatever, dudes," and never buying another album again.
Yeah, they'll be. How dare you buy that album? They're like, "Okay, hint taken. We'll never do this. I hated you guys anyway." I was just like, I'm looking forward to that idiot.
Yeah, it's like
I can't wait.
I got over the self-help book burning part, but this is where I draw the line right here. No way he thinks he's better than me.
The funny thing is I've been taken to task in the past by people who don't like me dropping the C-bomb in the lyrics.
Oh yeah.
And I actually had a little moment before doing the vocals and the lyrics for this album where I was kind of like, I better be careful what kind of language I use. I don't want to roll those people up. And then I thought, hold on a fucking second here. Which goddamn band is this again?
Right. We're a fucking metal band.
I made a point of like, in this song, like dropping that about 2 or 3 times in there, just to, really jab the fucking finger into them. Unfortunately, it was reviewers who who took exception to it. So, I don't know. I probably just lost us about 3 or so good reviews with one song. But
anyway, that's not bad at all. I think that's pretty good. And to be like, you got to. You're always going to have the few that don't really understand what you're trying to do, and that's okay, Like, if you want to be cunts, then be cunts.
Yes.
That's the way I see it. So, and the same comes from us and doing what we do. So it's, luckily we don't really get a whole lot, but you get you do get the bad reviews and people like, you should do this and that. Like, well, I'm not you. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. All the other people seem to think it's fine.
Yeah. I got to say, it's kind of weird because, when I started doing bands, my first one was Berserker, and any reviews that came back from that, we got half the people sort of going, "Oh my god, this is new era of metal," and the other half going, "This is the worst shit I've heard in my life. Suck." So it's Werewolves generally tends to really weird me out. Like if there's any criticism or bad reviews or anything, it is so muted. Just half a sentence, and they don't go in with both feet or even 1 foot ever. They just it's all nice.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of going, shit, how long is this gonna last? Maybe I'm not going in hard enough myself.
Where's all the negative shit come? But you guys are really awesome band, and I'm glad you guys are where you are now, and hopefully just keep on climbing up there. This is a really kick-ass album. I think it comes at a good time, and hopefully people are ready for it. If they're not, then it's too bad.
They'll be ready for it.
Oh yeah. Number 3, All the Better to Eat You With. I love that. I love the callback to the old werewolf tale or whatever.
Yeah.
The big bad wolf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of conscious. There's always a few things that we'll sort of touch on or go back to with each album. And as I say, violence and brutality and naked abuse is usually the 3 main ingredients. There's the pinch of humor as well, which I mentioned, but I'll usually also make sure that there is a hint of lycanthropy in there as well.
Sure.
I'm really pissed off. There was another band that actually called one of their albums of songs Carnivorous Lunar Activities.
Yeah, that's so good too.
I'm like, God damn it, that would have been the absolute best title for one of our songs. We were a band for it. Someone else got it, that's the way it goes. So, but what I try and do is I try and reference Wolves, Werewolves, each album in at least one track. And on this album, this is the track. Musically wise, we're back to just absolutely grating faces. It's a good fast one. I like the chorus. It sounds slightly Cannibal Corpse-ish. Dave switches to this lovely sort of marching beat, which I always like with this kind of music.
Of course.
Sort of touches almost into its militaristic sort of bash people side.
Absolutely. Barbaric.
But yeah, but I like playing this one. Really, really like playing it on bass. That chorus on bass is funky. Now, I was going to say it's death metal bass, so no one will be able to hear it on any of the recordings or anything like that. But
yeah.
I do remember that from the session. It really sort of stuck out, and I also like that on the way out. One of the elements of the music that we sometimes use, or Matt uses when he writes, because he writes all the songs on guitar. It has almost kind of this hardcore feel to it, like the last section, going to the outro of the song. And I really like that. My early experience with hardcore gigs wasn't about metal brotherhood and give everyone in the pit a hug. It was kind of
right.
I remember I get these mental images of singers wearing Doc Marten boots that they brand print first into the faces of the front row.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's and usually that's accompanied with Dave reaching into his toolkit and whipping out an OG skank beat. And so my inner thug rejoices whenever they do that. I'm like,
of course,
fuck yeah. So lyrically, vocal wise with this song, it's about abdicating responsibility, and the way that's positioned is, or framed is, through werewolf transformation. In most of your movies and literature and whatnot, you lose control of, yourself.
Absolutely.
Once you transform. So yeah, it's talking about abdicating responsibility through transformation. There, I don't even try and do it as a metaphor. One of the things Matt particularly drills into me is don't try and be too intelligent. We want to do the caveman death metal thing. He's don't be too intelligent. Don't work metaphors all the way through it. Is that something Will Mortician would do? No? Okay.
Right.
There's your answer right there, my son.
What would Mortician do?
Yeah. I was going to say the sort of outro stream of words at the end as well. Pain, fear, hate, death.
Yeah.
That sort of section that came from years back, 20 years ago, when I used to smoke weed with my mates.
Yeah.
And we'd do it in the lounge room of the apartment where we all lived at the time, and we just watched TV.
Yeah.
And quite often the news would come on with the little news broadcast, and the way the timing worked is usually by the time that came on would be absolutely fucked. Bleeding eyes fucked. And
yeah.
The news would come on and we'd be like, oh, here we go. Because we'd always make fun of it. Our thing was the news, all it ever give you is the horror. So, they'd come on and it'd be floods happening in central New South Wales, and we'd be flood. And there'd be war breaks out in Mali. And we'd be war. And then we'd start looking at each other and just chanting and freeforming and be war, death, plague.
Just be Primal and Stone and
kidnapping, savagery. We'd just start chanting that. So that last bit of the song is for my own amusement.
Nice. Yeah. You're bringing it back to kind of nod to your old days where you're just get obliterated to the point where you're just reduced to back to a caveman,
Yeah, conversations consisting of one word.
Yeah.
Just chanted each other and look like morons.
What I used to get really stoned and just mute the TV and put music on over it and just watch it line up, kind of make your own music video. That was always fun.
Oh yeah, the bits where it like magically happens, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
somewhere recording that.
All right, which I actually did like once or twice. I remembered something that I watched, and I just like ripped the video from it, put the music over it I had. It lined up like, oh, it was perfect. So there's a couple things I saved that I thought I could like relive once in a while, and it's still funny even sober. So
Oh, perfect. So you got to do a podcast at the Cuts one time.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Number 4, Crushing Heaven's Mandate, which you guys have that song up currently streaming on YouTube, and people can listen to this track right now.
Yeah,
so
we chucked that song out to the public a few weeks ago. And yeah, that's another one where it kind of like it shifts along. A lot of it's just, you know, blasting and marching.
Yeah.
So it sounds pretty militaristic. The kind of chorus to it, to me, sounds a bit like Carcass.
Yeah.
It's fairly melodic. And I really like that. And it's also probably one of the songs on the album where Matt came up with some real finger-breaking sort of material.
Oh yeah.
There's kind of like almost a little breakdown near the end where the drums are almost like
yeah,
kind of thing. And,
oh yeah.
Yeah, and sort of, you know, Matt's a dexterous, like, you know, maestro, so, you know, he glides through that perfectly. I'm on bass and I've like got fingers like, you know, little cabanas, so for me that's a bit of work. But yeah, that's how the song's going to come across. Lyrically, it is an anti-Chinese Communist Party song, so like, you know, people have asked me to sum that track up in one sentence, and I often tell them it's like, you know, a social credit score of -1 billion in the form of a song.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, in Australia, like, we've had a rough couple of years with them. Their main trading partner, but they've just been ever since we sort of went. Do you guys want to work out how COVID came out of you guys to the rest of the world? Ever since we had the temerity, the nerve to like suggest that they've cut off most of our industries in an attempt to force us to apologise, basically, for asking that. So I'm in a bit of an agriculture state. Like, I'm in a wine region here. The only way to drive out of the city and not drive through like vineyards is to drive into the sea.
Yeah.
But yeah, for a lot of these guys, you know, 30-40% of their wine went to China, and it all just got banned overnight. Ditto with like things like the lobster farms all through here. They just lost, you know, the major customer overnight. And, you know, and on the other hand as well, we've got Chinese people who are like going, God damn it, we can't get your stuff anymore because our fucking government's having a tantrum. So we've had that, as well as like, you know, some really racist shit from them as well, like where quite often they're making government statements talking about how we're a rubbish people descended from criminals. So of course nothing good is ever to be expected from us. We're gum on the bottom of their shoe. We're a pack of war criminals, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, there used to be a prison colony, you know. It's like, well.
Yeah. So they're kind of like really going out of their way they're going out of their way to insult the entire world. And so on behalf of the world as well as the country, I thought I'll fucking rip into them.
There you go.
And absolutely give it to them. Yeah, the pleasure is watching the country at the moment. Sort of the real estate industry gone to absolute shit, and there's runs on the banks at the moment where people can't get their money out, and and the big lockdowns that are occurring. So yeah, it couldn't happen to a nicer country.
Yeah, it's been a rough time for everybody, you know, and that's, at least we have new albums and releases now, and you'll get to play a show or two, hopefully, and keep on rolling, man.
Oh yeah, I was talking more about China with the real estate market, like going to nuts in the banks, problems and whatnot. But Australia has a sack of its own problems as well. It's poked up this week. Electricity, amazingly enough, is one of them. $1 million houses is probably like the other one as well. So we are definitely entering a period of pain right now. I've been frenziedly making vegetable planters this year and trying to get a rainwater tank hooked up, and we've got solar cells going on the roof for the next couple of weeks. So yeah.
Wow.
Just,
be prepared.
And I'm not the only one as well. There's a lot of people going, shit, it's time to get resilient here.
Hey, you stay on top of it,
Yeah.
Until the next crisis occurs, you'll be ready.
Well, we're trying to make a conscious effort not to have wall-to-wall blasts on the album. We realise everyone gets sick of that shit pretty fast. We know we do.
Yeah.
I think Matt was inspired by Magic Temple of Decay when he wrote this one. It was proof that if you can do a Blackened Death slow song without it being completely weak. So he handed that one to me. Lyric-wise, this one's about genocide. Comes from a bit of a different direction to the rest of the bands who sort of go for the topic. Normally they do these big visceral sort of lyrics about piles of bodies being set on fire and oceans of blood and all that sort of thing.
Brutal shit, yeah.
Yeah, whereas this time around, I think I've been reading about Pol Pot's genocide in Cambodia and the killing fields, and I think the thing that was horrific to me was once the whole thing gets going and you're a perpetrator of it, it turns into this public service job akin to picking up litter on the side of the road or having to dig sort of utility trenches or stuff like that. So
right.
It just turns into this real menial manual labour job, and once the first few weeks are by and you've got used to the smoke and just seeing bodies everywhere, it's just turned into a great big sweaty back-breaking sort of task that you need to fucking get on and do, and to me that made it more relatable,
sure.
which makes it more horrific. So that song sort of takes you inside the mind of when your entire country goes nuts and you're coerced into genocide.
Wow.
Big happy song about graves and death.
Yeah, and it's pretty brutal content, and it's relatable too, as you can see it. In our world, it's not like it's just a biblical sense or whatever, but it happens, and a lot of people don't really see it as much, but it's there.
Every time you think we've worked our way past it, bang, pops up somewhere else.
Exactly. But yeah, number 6, Oedipus Tyrannus.
Oedipus Tyrannus. Okay, so this song's about fucking your mum. It's obviously referencing the Oedipus complex, but I kind of threw a little curveball in there. I saw the Pornhub statistics for fetishes, going country by country, and in the West, I think, particularly for UK and US, one of the big ones is stepbrother, stepsister porn.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
How regionally they have just different kink tastes like that,
Different tastes, different kinks. Yeah,
sure.
Right. I don't know. Sexuality is obviously way more cultural than we give it credit for.
Sure.
Anyways, I thought I'd throw the meme stepbrother, what are you doing? In for the final lyrics, just to sort of tie it into this, perversion that harkens back to ancient Greece, which is the Oedipus complex. Music-wise, that's Matt getting his deicide on, lots of galloping triplet sort of riffs. It's definitely one I've troubles playing, just because that guy's got an absolute machine for a right hand.
Sure. That's a very fast track, that one. Deicide stuff.
Oh yeah.
And about fucking your mom, so that's good. That's a good one to announce. If you play it live, it's a perfect, way to announce it. Very Cannibal Corpse style.
We'll have to see about that, man.
Not for you. You'd be like, God damn it, I love the setup, but I hate playing this song.
It's not only a hard one on the hand, but it's a very, very hard one vocally as well. I'll probably have to drag Matt in to help me out, with some of the lines on that, just because it doesn't break for breath much. Like, it's easy to do when you're in the studio hyperventilating, and that's all you have to do. But if I've got a bass as well, and we're doing a song and dance show on stage, it's a little bit impossible to do all of that together at the same time.
Sure.
We'll see. There's heaps of other tracks we've got to work into our set, and we've only just started on this shit, eh?
Yeah. And then, real quick, you have your first Melbourne show July 8th, correct?
Which is tomorrow, like over here.
Over here, yeah, okay.
So, it's Thursday morning at the moment, and first Melbourne show will be Friday evening. It'll be kind of interesting. We had a first show last week in Sydney.
Yeah.
And it was pretty mental, but I went and got bronchitis in the week after, didn't I? So I'm still sort of like on steroid inhalers and, taking antibiotics and stuff. And I'm really, really hoping I make it through the set without like keeling over or just like in my own mucus. But
it's hard to when you hit that intensity and you're just kind of feeding off the energy and stuff. You just want to like scream louder and go crazier like every time,
Yeah, I want to totally kick off on stage as well. I don't ever want to be one of these bands that just stands still and tries to faithfully recreate everything. But fuck, that's what we might have to do tomorrow.
I love Barney from Napalm Death. He's so fun to watch just because he's like batshit,
Yeah.
He's got a crazy energy.
Oh yeah, but here's the thing. Like I was watching a New York hardcore sort of documentary, like bands back in the '80s playing, and they're going off their heads. And then, I went and saw that movie Elvis last night, and even Elvis is just going absolutely buck wild on stage, and I'm like, listen, death metal bands, if you're not throwing yourself and losing it like at least as hard as those old New York hardcore bands or Elvis, for God's sake. What are you doing up there?
Looking pretty, I guess, standing with the mic stand, and you gotta move around, dude. You want if I'm spectating, I'm watching. I gotta get that energy from somewhere. I can't just, I love the music. I'm just gonna listen to the music at that point. But if you want me to rage out and move around with you, then damn, you gotta show me something.
Yeah. Well, one thing I found out about singing, it's pretty damn hard for me. It's just I'm glued to that microphone.
Yeah.
And we're a 3-piece, so like it's a pretty lean unit. We don't have anyone sort of like standing there without a real job to do.
Right.
Yeah,
you wear yourself out, man.
I certainly did. Like my picking hand stopped working like about halfway through the set. Like I couldn't hold the pick anymore. It was rather embarrassing. Fortunately, a great sound guy who just knew what was happening, and I think just pumped up a full wash like on the bass channel. So
yeah. Well, bless him. There you go.
It's death metal. No one can hear the bass anyway. It's all good.
Hey, in death metal, it's like a pivotal thing. Like, I love hearing the bass in death metal. It's what makes it even heavier. You got a good bass line going underneath, and it's perfect. Perfect death metal balance to me. Gotta have that bass in there.
Oh, it can be good, but I've got to be honest. I've played shows in the past where I even forgot to turn the bass amp on, and literally no one noticed. Not even the sound guy. He turned up afterwards, like going, the signal from the bass is really faint tonight. And, let's check out the equipment, make sure a valve hasn't blown, and it's kind of like, oh no, it's still on fucking standby.
Jesus Christ. Well, on that note, we'll do number 7, Nuclear Family Holocaust. It's a good one.
Let me see. I was going to say, like, I kind of think about this one as, it's my least favorite on the album. But then I was kind of like listening to it the other night and thinking about it, and I'm like, actually, it's I don't hate it as much as I thought I would. I had real trouble scraping together lyrics for some of this. Like, other songs are kind of like full units. This one, I got to be honest, I just magpied together a whole bunch of like leftover lyrics.
I've done that.
Yeah. So, if you're wondering which song it is on the album, it's this song. I find it's also got a real old school sort of like death metal feel to it. It's that marching beat that Dave lays down, like, over that opening riff. It's just got this very kind of stalking people all the way up the street and then, like, you know, strangling and stabbing them kind of vibe to it.
Love it.
Which, you know, which is why we listen to the stuff in the first place, I'm sure.
Exactly. Invoke those kind of visuals, sure.
Yeah.
So really it is just, if there's, is it like a correlation between the Magpie lyrics, or is it mostly just kind of like, because I've done it myself where it's like, these lyrics kind of make sense to what I'm trying to go for here, and then you kind of just, you know, shove it in there, but it still has like an overlaying like meaning to it, but at the same time it's just kind of like, it just kind of sounds good, and it's just a cool song, you know.
Yeah, no, look, I'd probably have to, it's abstract enough where someone can conjure up some meaning out of it if they try hard enough.
There you go.
And far be it for me to like deny people that pleasure.
Exactly.
But if there was, if someone was to like twist my arm and go, what's the meaning to this one? It's just kind of like a little bit of a rant about stupid people, like, you know, once upon a time, you know, they were at least bright enough to know to shut the fuck up about their idiocy, but now people seem to wear, like, you know, wear it as a proud flag. And it's probably like best expressed in the opening and the closing lyrics, like, I wish that I was dumber because you all look so fucking happy.
Ignorance is bliss.
And the closing lyric, omnipotent, do not blink, ignore facial hemorrhage, swear to die upon this hill, cut ourselves to make a point, which, you know, as I say, that, you know, people sort of, you know, hold these stupid positions and go, well, it's just my opinion, man, it's just my opinion, and kind of don't see how the line that they're holding is so detrimental to themselves and to their life. You know, if they actually sat down, kind of like analysed their opinions and said, has anything that anyone I follow, has anything they've ever predicted actually come true? And, you know, they realise the answer is no. And if they, you know, and then if they went, right, do any of the beliefs that I sort of like hold about how things should be, has any of that actually made my life better? Again, the answer would be fuck no. In fact, it's probably, in your lifetime, you've probably seen it like make things shithouse.
Exactly.
Yet they hold it because they've got this fucking pose of like, I'm this arbiter of a secret truth, like, you know, despite never being able to really put in the fucking grinding, crushing effort of actually A, educating yourself, B, getting bright, C, like fucking doing the real research and work in understanding, like, just fucking how the world's put together, you know. And it is,
they don't have any comprehension. They're just, you know, talking out their ass a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I don't, you know, rank on people who don't have that comprehension. It is hard to come by, and it's rare to find.
Sure.
The thing is, if you don't have it, shut the fuck up.
Hey, fucking man, dude.
Anyway, yeah. So, here we go. I guess that's what that song's about.
Yeah, there you go. Nuclear Family Holocaust. Number 8, Pride and Extreme Prejudice.
My God, I was just like so proud to use that as a song title somewhere. Look, it's a vicious song. Like, I don't have any hair, but when I listen to it, it blows my non-existent hair right the fuck back. I really like it. Like, you know, Matt and Dave work beautifully together. Like, I'm honestly honoured to be in a fucking band with those guys.
Yeah.
And, you know, for me, for Flies, the song just showcases them working together at their best. Lyric-wise, again, it's just like an outpouring of just raw aggression and pointless hatred. I'm kind of conscious that with the next album, I might actually have to start, like, doing themes a little bit more, if only just to be different. So, yeah, again, with this one, if someone was kind of like, what's it about? I can't tell you. It's just vicious, angry, violent lyrics where I just try and find a million ways to hurt the listener. That one.
Sounds like death metal to me.
Yeah.
And then finally, we are on the last track, sadly, which is Watch Your Mouth, which I think you guys have up on YouTube currently. Well, the album's out now. It's crazy that we've done this in 2 parts. It was like album wasn't out, now it's out. So congratulations on the album and the show.
Thank you very
since
much.
we last talked a few weeks ago. But yeah, the album's out, so I mean, but this song was one of the earlier ones I think you guys released.
No, I think it's with this one. We've got the entire album streaming, I think, up on like a few places like YouTube.
Yeah.
So anyone who wants to hear it can go listen to it. Honestly, by the time you get around to this song, you'll be like just fucking praying for the album to be over. Yeah, it's pretty grueling all the way through to there. But this song, for me, it's sort of reminiscent of a few like Australian death metal bands that came through in the past few decades. It's something probably only I hear or we hear. Like anyone overseas would just be like, "Oh fuck yeah, death metal, brutal."
Yeah.
The song again is just like. Again, just how if you go out there, it's quite ironic, seeing as though I've sort of like gone on, nuclear family holocaust, all the dumb people can shut the fuck up with your opinions. in this song, I then go and talk about like how crucified you get for like staging an unpopular opinion out and about, which is, kind of hypocritical of me, really.
Yeah, what you said earlier.
Yeah, it's quite funny. I think we're in a different era actually at the moment, since that whole sort of like online cancel culture thing that was once just such a it seemed like the biggest problem that the world was facing a few years ago. It's like, fuck man, I don't think that even makes our top 5 now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the last time I'll be like ranting about that as if that's a thing.
Sure.
But this is probably one of my more favourite songs. It feels like we're, it's brutal. The lyrics are pretty fucking savage. It feels like we've, mixed it up a bit compared to like the other sort of music where again, it's just like, grabbing someone by their fucking hair and punching them in the face for like 2 minutes 30.
Yeah.
It's something a little bit different from that. It's got like a few different moods, a few different melodies, arpeggios, whispering, stuff like that, but it doesn't go all soft on you.
No.
So yeah, I think it's a good album closer. It's got that sort of Pig to Destroy, a very brutal last lyric, thing that they do. It's something that I always love about that band. Like whenever they end a song, they usually end it with like a very traumatizing lyric. I think the best example of that was that song. I think. The Girl in the Slayer Jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the entire song is grim as, but yeah, their final lyric on that, it just kind of like makes you sad for 2 days. And, it's a fucking gift. So I think we managed to do something similar to that, like on this song.
Well, yeah, dude, the album's fantastic, and I'm so happy for you guys that's out and people are digging it, and you guys are playing some shows and supporting it, and hopefully you get to expand on that soon, and you got more stuff coming up after this next show, and you can
yeah, we've got this show tomorrow night in Melbourne,
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got a month off, hopefully for me to properly recuperate
all right,
bronchitis, which doesn't go well with like being vocalist, especially for this shit.
Right.
But we'll play another Melbourne show. That will be a fairly big event, and then I think we're booked in for one more show, which is in November 19th at a festival in my hometown here of Adelaide.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we figure by then we'll know whether or not like we want to just kind of like be these local weapons, or if we actually want to expand our reach a little bit.
Sure.
I was going to say I have to see how Dave goes. Actually, he's that guy's under the pump at the moment. Like he's got gigs coming out his butthole. I see Psychroptic have just booked in like a full US tour with Fallujah.
Yeah.
And that will be happening later in the year. I think it's like a month and a week, and they've got like 2 days off during all of that.
Jeez.
I look at the fucking tour listings, sort of like where they're going, sort of which city from which city to which city. It looks like it was booked by Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Yeah, so Yeah, I don't know. I know those guys are road dogs, but I don't know what his appetite is going to be like for coming back and us going, all right, Dave, we've got another 2 or 3 songs for the set. Let's book in. Let's do, shows here, shows there, shows everywhere. That boy might need a rest, but we'll see.
And he just did our podcast a couple weeks ago, so I'm sure he's tired from that and from doing shows. About to come over here, so he's having an exciting time.
I think he's cherishing. I hate to speak for Dave, but I'll do it anyway. I think he cherishes playing gigs and being behind the kit, because it reduces his workload down to just one single task.
He's just a machine, man.
Yeah, he's fucking hell. That dude needs some admin.
And then really quick, I absolutely love the artwork on the new album. So who did the artwork for that?
A guy in Tassie called Mitchell. We've used him on each album. He was a suggestion from Dave, and we don't really question his suggestions.
Sure.
He's got a Teledex full of people who get the job done. I think what attracted us to Mitchell's artwork first off was that, back when we did that first album, which we pumped out in just a few weeks, Mitchell gave us 6 different sketches of possible artworks for the cover, and we were like, fuck yeah, this guy works as fast as us. That's
yeah.
But he's also got this gift with the artwork of doing something that's really brain-scorchingly visceral.
Yeah.
I've noticed with a lot of extreme metal bands, especially deathcore ones, there's lots of good artists out there. Also, there's a lot of ones where they'll do something that is violent and over the top, but it's
sure.
But it's almost cartoonish, or it doesn't impact. Mitchell's impacts, there's always something about it that just really grabs the eye. We've had a lot of people sort of go, man, I had no idea what you guys sounded like, but I saw the cover of it. It was brutal.
Death metal always starts with the good album cover, and I love the esoteric style, where it looks like it's some kind of classical painting you'll find in a museum in France or something. It's no, this dude just drew it up, and it's brutal as fuck, and that's what it's the depiction of the album.
So. Yeah, there's a lot of detail in it as well. If you sort of buy particularly something like the vinyl, you can spend a lot of time just going through stuff on the cover.
Which is why physical media still will always be so important. If you have it in front of you and actually open the vinyl, you're just holy shit. It's like a mural of brutality,
Oh, absolutely. I've got to say, I'm also sort of slightly amused / I don't know if distraught is the right word, but kind of shocked that the very day that we put out an album where the cover artwork shows a conquistador hurling a dead baby into a pit of bodies, that was the day that Roe versus Wade was
oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
Dude, every time we release an album or an EP, fucking shit happens. If it's bushfires or floods or pandemics, we were kind of let's just release an EP at the start of this year. Nothing can go wrong there. Well, fucking same day we release that.
You guys are the fucking apex, man. It's just there.
We need to do an album called Everything's Gonna Be Okay.
It's if you would just listen, No, it's not reality. We won't be okay anyway. You might as well stay ahead of the curve, which you all seem to be doing, so that's good. I love the album.
Ending, we've got a soundtrack for it.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to go to a abortion protest and not have that shirt on? You know what I mean? It's just perfect. Because you want to be brutal if you're protesting, and these pro-lifers. You walk in with a shirt like that, you're gonna have all the picket signs coming over to you and draw the attention away.
I was gonna say, no, they'd probably fucking love it. 'Cause if you've ever seen a pro-life protest, the posters that they hold up, they're fucking savage.
Yeah, they're brutal as shit. Yeah,
they'll show some sort of fetus chopped in half, missing a limb or two, or something like that. And
they're nuts.
The worst of it, seriously, if you conked one of those fucking dumb nuts over the head ran off with their poster, you could probably collage that into like the next carcass.
Yeah, the little collage of all just the pro-life posters. That's a good idea.
The funny thing was, someone sort of like, when I pointed out that artwork and what we inadvertently caused, because of course it's all about us.
Right. Unconventional.
They were kind of like, can March for Life like use your music? What's your stance on this? And I was like, look, our stance on this has always been unwavering. We are pro-death.
Right.
Feel free to use the we are all for killing babies.
Right,
Yeah.
Can use less.
We'll call it as it is, and we'll support it as it is as
well. Well, dude, it's been awesome talking to you. Finally getting to finish this up and catch up. I'm sorry for the delays and all the other shit, but we matched up across the world and we made it happen. So I appreciate your patience, man.
Looking at the topics I've touched on this fucking second half of the chat, like it was probably a good thing it was delayed a few weeks anyway. So
right, yeah. I mean, it was kind of getting there, and then the world just handed us the rest.
Gave us a fighting chance of getting the album out before I offended the living shit out of everyone.
Well, you're in good company here, man. I appreciate everything. And From the Cave to the Grave, it's out now on the second half of this interview, and Werewolves. And dude, it's been awesome talking to you. And real fucking.
Phantasm.
And you know something? I sort of enjoyed it.
Phantasm.